Yeah, because I've played. I just played through Genealogy. I played Binding Blade just last month. Uh, and I played Sacred Stones years ago through the Ambassador program. And oh shit, what the? Well, obviously I played Three Houses when that came out. That was the last time I played a Fire Emblem game. Was when that was new. I just I kind of the game kind of took over my life for like a month and a half, and then once I beat it, I was like, I'm good. Done with Fire Emblem for a while
Yeah.
until just now.
The thing of
Oh,
Three
and I,
Houses
I
is
also
like
played a.
Three
Oh,
Houses.
what?
Sorry. No, wait. You
No, it's
continue.
okay. No, no, no,
Okay.
it's okay. Go
No,
ahead.
well, if we want to talk about Three Houses, the thing with that game is like I think for one playthrough, and if you like spread out really far, it's a very like engaging and interesting enough game. But
That's what I think that's what I can gather when I hear people talk about this game online. Because whenever they do, it seems like they've done multiple playthroughs, and I don't know if
I
that's the way to play that game.
I think like the game obviously like it puts a lot of value like on the different routes, and like playing all of them is definitely like a good thing to do if you like want to take in the entire plot. But that
Yeah,
game is not like built around playing all those routes like from a gameplay perspective, I feel. Because like
yeah.
there's so much repetition between the routes, like especially like before the like the pre-time skip
Oh
phase where it's
yeah,
like the exact same. And then like
that's a
after the
big hurdle for me to
yeah.
go back and replay that
And
game.
after
Is
the
just
time
knowing
skip
that will be the same.
yeah, and after the time skip the like even then the maps are still like all very very similar. Like there's so many I don't think a single one of the post time skip maps is unique to one of the routes.
Verdant Wind and like Silver Snow are like almost the same, aren't they? That's what I hear.
Yeah, they're very similar.
Yeah, that's a shame.
Yeah, it's and also like the Crimson Flower route, that one is like really short. Like that's the comment that
Yep.
everyone makes, but I think like it really could have used an extra 2 or 3 chapters to like just wrap up that story that they had there a lot better other than just like, oh yeah, and then they defeat the bad guys in the credits.
Yeah, I think now that the dust is settled, everyone can kind of agree that Three Houses is kind of a rushed game. That said, I still
Yeah.
really enjoyed my time with
Yeah,
it.
no, I enjoyed it as well. Like, there's a lot of characters in that game that I really, really like, which is like, if
Yeah.
people are familiar with me, then it's not a surprise to hear that. But like overall, that game is it's a solid enough experience. I'd say it's not like bad by
Yeah.
any means, but there's a lot of like hiccups in there that are like, I don't know.
Yeah. So that was probably that was the last Fire Emblem game I played for a while. And Oh, I also played Echoes. Did you ever play? You said you didn't play any of the 3DS ones, right? So you never played
Yeah, I never
Echoes.
played Echoes, but I watched a streamer play through it once because I was curious to see like how that game played out. That was like when I first like got into Fire Emblem. That was like in 2017 it came out, right?
Yeah, it came out right after the Switch.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, right. Oh yeah, it was released by the time I remember like hearing all about it when I was playing Breath of the Wild when it came out.
Yeah,
I bought that game
yeah.
for the Wii U. Oh no.
Oh, I got what was it? I got Echoes when it came out. I think I got to Act 3, the like a little over half into the game, and then I got stuck on some map as Alm in Alm's route, and then I was like, I'll play this later, and then 3 years later, like 2 months ago, I got I got sick. I got COVID, so I
Oh
was
shit.
bedridden. Yeah, I'm fine. But yeah, I was bedridden for a while, and I was like, man, still haven't beaten Echoes, haven't I? So I put it back in, picked up where I left off, and beat the game.
Yeah, that
And it's a good game. I
yeah.
like it.
From what I heard
The
it's
present
a really solid one.
the presentation is like insanely good. It's probably some of the best in the series, and
I, like
the
I don't
maps are a little, but
yeah, the map design is very like, okay, here's a big field and some trees.
yeah, exactly, yeah,
But like the
and
presentation
the
overall, like
yeah,
the art style especially, like holy shit.
yeah, Hidari,
It's really
I
really
believe
good.
that's his name. It's yeah, it's like it's top shelf shit. I really hope they I hope they get him back for some other project in the future, be it a remake or not.
Yeah, that art style like just also like works really well like in the context of like doing a remake, I think, because like
Yeah,
it has the aesthetic of like old art that you'd see like in a really old dusty
it
book.
does, doesn't it?
And that really works well like if you're especially like in Fire Emblem where like the like all the stories are like basically told as like old stories in a way.
Yeah, it does kind of it kind of recontextualizes Echoes as like a story
Yeah,
and being
like
told by
yeah,
someone.
like a retelling of like the events of like the first of like the game when it first happened. It's like, oh, yeah, that works.
Whereas Gaiden's the real
Yeah,
story.
exactly.
All right. So yeah, that's so. I asked that because I was curious to know what your background with the Fire Emblem series was. How
I first the first game that people suggested to me, like I haven't played a Fire Emblem game until like 2017, where like I really got into the series and like got more people that are like more into the franchise than I was.
yeah,
And the first one people suggested to me was Blazing Blade because that's like the simplest one to get into, which I agree with.
FE7. Yeah.
It's very it's not too challenging. It's also very simple to understand and everything, so it's not too too difficult to understand and grasp. And it is
Blazing Blade's the one with Lynn, right?
yeah,
Lynn,
with
Hector, and Roy. I
yeah,
mean Eliwood.
Hollywood, yeah. Yeah, that's the one. It's like it's a very simple foundation and it's easy to like get into if you like understand it and it's not like hard to understand or anything.
Yeah, I mean it was the first one released in the West over here.
Yeah, exactly. And
I don't
it's
know if that's how it was in Germany,
yeah, that's the
but
same. No way, I think
uh,
in actually I'm not sure. Let me look that up.
in the meantime, yeah. So like your people recommended that you play Blazing Blade, FE7, or just Fire Emblem over here in the West. That one with Lynn.
Yeah.
I've never actually played FE7. I probably would have if they put it in the ambassador program, but for some reason they decided to pick Sacred Stones, and I'm not really sure why they decided to do that since FE7 is probably the more popular one of the two. But
Yeah.
I'm kind of glad they did because I really like Sacred Stones.
Okay, I looked it up. FE7 is also the first Fire Emblem game in Europe. I was thinking that it was Sacred Stones because that's the one I hear like other people from Germany talk about at times, which is
Oh,
surprising to
cool.
me because it's like Fire Emblem never really like took off extremely before Awakening over here. Yeah,
Same.
and like
Yeah,
I
it was.
never ever heard people like talk about Fire Emblem like at school or anything, like which was usually the case of other games. Like I remember hearing someone talk about Xenoblade even back in middle school, which was
Oh wow.
yeah, like thinking back, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah, I don't remember a lot of people. I never knew anyone in school who played Fire Emblem. It was always just it was always the Smash guys.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how I always knew them from.
I mean, that's how it was for me too. Like I saw Ike and Marv and Braun and was like, oh, they're cool.
Yeah, they are, and let's get this clear. They are cool, okay?
They're very cool.
Even
Yeah.
Roy is kind of cool.
I can't think of a single Fire Emblem character in Smash that I don't think is cool on some level, personally. Like I think all of them are like done and implemented in a way that like makes sense and feels fun to play. But that's just me. I also enjoy playing as Zelda in Smash 4, so like my opinion is like somewhere on on the ground.
I hear you're pretty good at Zelda in Smash Four.
Was
Uh, so yeah, you got into the game or series through Blazing Blade. That's cool.
yeah, that's the first one I played, and then like I was like, this is kind of fun. I want to try out other ones, and I also like had Fire Emblem Heroes at the time, which was probably like the
Oh yeah.
biggest factor in like introducing me to the characters and all.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
See, we haven't mentioned that game like at all yet, despite it being like rather like
It's weird. Heroes is like really big, but I never hear anyone like talk about it. You know, not besides like unless unless like the choose your legends thing is happening and people want
yeah.
their favorite character in. But like you
I
know,
I had someone in my in my final high school class that actually downloaded the game and was like a little bit into Fire Emblem, but at the same
yeah,
time is also like, oh yeah, I know them through Smash Brothers. And now at my current school, I go to an art school at the moment, and like three of my
Cool.
classmates are very big into Fire Emblem. So that's really nice to have like
I,
people in my personal social circle that I also into the things that I like.
I think it's nice how big Fire Emblem has gotten.
Yeah,
It
I'm
makes it
definitely.
more it makes it easier to talk about to
Yeah,
people.
definitely. It's just like not. It's also like a lot easier to like generally talk about like in public, with people going like, "What the fuck are they talking about?"
Yeah,
It's not like this obscure JRPG whatever anymore, where it's like, oh, it's people talking about this obscure
this obscure
unknown.
series where
Yeah,
half the games aren't even in English. Yeah,
where the obscurity is like the only thing people know about it at that point. That's how it
I
was for
remember.
Xenoblade a lot of the time. I remember.
Oh yeah, true, true. I once yeah, because Xenoblade it had like a limited release over here. You could only get it at GameStops
Oh, that's
when it came out.
yeah. I think it got a proper release over here in Europe. I think.
Oh yeah, yeah, it
Yeah.
did that was the
Oh
whole
yeah, because
because
Nintendo of
we weren't
Europe
gonna
was
get
the
that game.
yeah, and Nintendo of Europe handled like the localization, which is why it turned out so extremely good.
It changed the trajectory of Xenoblade
Yeah,
localizations forever. Yeah.
it's
Now they all get to be British.
yeah. Still, it's like a really cool direction though. I think it's they did a good job
I agree.
with the localization. Though, like looking at, I haven't played Xenoblade 2 yet. Have you played the first one?
I when the definitive edition came out, I played it for a few hours, but I was kind of busy at the time, so I never
Ah,
picked
I
it
see.
back up. But what I played, I really liked.
Yeah, it's a really good
Like
game.
Shulk is a really cool character,
Shulk
and I
is
like
like one
his
of my
dynamic.
favorite protagonists by now, probably. Like I really, really like him.
Yeah,
No, but like when I see Xenoblade 2, like I haven't played that game and I don't want to knock that game for like the reasons people always knock it for, like, oh, the characters look silly.
yeah.
But like when I hear the dialogue in that game and like to see the cutscenes, I'm like they were trying really hard to emulate the feeling of the first game, weren't they? Like what they had
It's a
there.
little strange. I've
Yeah.
seen was it my brother played through pretty much all of Xenoblade 2 in my room,
Yeah.
so I've seen a lot of the game, and yeah, you know, it's pretty hokey, but I think you can kind of get into it
Yeah,
if you're
exactly.
kind of in the right mood,
Yeah, like I said, I don't want
and
to knock that game. I definitely want to try it out like this year if I find the time and the money
yeah.
for it.
All right, where were we? We started talking about Xenoblade.
Yeah, we
Uh,
were. Oh yeah, we were talking about Fire Emblem being like more popular.
so you just finished. You said you just finished new Three Houses, right?
No, I finished. Like
Again.
I was done with the game after I beat the DLC last year.
Oh, okay,
I
okay.
was excited for the DLC. I thought it was gonna be like a neat little like take on the mechanics of that game, which it was for a lot of the for the first half of it. And then I saw the two maps that were in the main story, and I was like, okay.
Oh
Yeah,
God.
it starts off
Yeah, I
it
heard
starts
that.
off strong with like three maps that are unique to it, and they have like really interesting
Mm,
gimmicks. Where like one of them is like, oh, you have to fight your way out of a dungeon as you're followed by like a big mechanical beast, and that's interesting. And then there's another one where you have to like fend off the Death Knight and like protect an area of the map, if I remember correctly. Like there's like different like enemy reinforcement that come towards you, and you have to fend them off before you can fend
yeah.
off the Death Knight, and that's interesting and that's cool. And then the second you leave the underground, it's like, oh, here's the funny forest where you fought Solon.
The
The
funny
funny
forest.
forest.
That's where Sigurd met
Yeah,
Deirdre, right?
yeah,
The
the
funny
funny
forest.
forest. And oh no, here's the ruined area where you fought those demonic beasts that turn out to be students. And oh, remember the funny map with the the chill out church where you where you got the sword of the creator? Do you remember that map?
I hope you like
Yeah,
it a
I hope you
lot.
like it because here it is again.
Get excited. Oh
Yeah.
boy.
Oh yeah. Also, the final map is unique, and the final boss is also just a demonic beast essentially that spawns clones of the antagonist.
Uh, Oh
Yeah.
fuck! Right.
Oh well, but still, overall, Three Houses is good, despite me having so much shit to say about it.
It's good. We
Yeah, it's
swear. It's
good. It's
good.
worth
Okay,
playing.
it's
It's
good.
definitely worth playing. It's a solid look into the franchise and definitely a fun romp. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you
Yeah.
once again
Thank you
for
thank you for
joining
having
me.
me.
Uh, thank you all for watching this.
Or listening,
Uh,
rather.
yeah, or listening, I guess
Yeah.
would probably that
If
probably
you
makes
if
a
you
lot more
are
sense.
looking to work on something for 2.5 hours, hey.
Yeah, yeah. Play Genealogy while hearing us talk about Genealogy and spoil the crap out of it.
Play Three Houses as we talk
Uh,
about how bad Three Houses. No.
it was just like, oh, what's that one map with the water as he's going through that map right now? It's like, oh. It's like,
They're
yeah,
about
that
to fight
one.
Solon. It's like, what's the name of this forest again? The
The
funny
funny
forest.
forest. That's where Geralt died.
Yeah, no, the Geralt dice map is the other one that gets reused in the DLC.
Oh, fucking Christ. All right. No more three
Yeah.
houses.
That was. I'm amazed